Hello, friend. How are you doing today? In this reading, I want to ask the cards what is blocking us? What is keeping us from achieving our goal? What is keeping us from moving forward? If you've seen one of my readings, you already know, but just in case you're new here, I want to remind you that my readings do involve a bit of shadow work along with intuitive messages. So what is blocking us? Oops, what is keeping us from moving forward? So we'll do the card that flipped over. Humility. This card comes through always asking for softness. And I literally mean that because, there's a feather and a dove. Like, it's asking for softness. And it's understanding that humility is something that requires you to be soft with yourself first. When I see humility, my first understanding is that right now we are scared to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is when you are very soft and very open about something to somebody and you need to, express or communicate about something to them. And so that's almost what this is being called for. And so the other question I have for you is, what of your pride, what of your ego are you saying, I can't do this or I won't do this because of that? This is one of those cards where you are really being asked to look at yourself and figure out what your ridges and sharp edges are here. That being said, humility isn't meant for you to be humiliated in any way. Like, that's not what the word means whatsoever. Humiliation is when, people put you down. Humility is when you become soft and open. And see in this picture how she's free. This lady's free with her, just swirling around her dress. And true humility will free you. It's just a matter of you humbling yourself to a place of, again, that softness, that vulnerability. Awakening. All right, this is very straightforward. This is you going through something, experiencing some things, and the pure purpose of you going through this is to help you awaken, to see something new, to see and understand things in a new way. Sorry. All awakenings are for the purpose of seeing things in a new way. And, I hear people say all the time, oh, my spiritual awakening was blah, 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 blah. And that's cool, to know, when your initial awakening is. But there's a misconception about the fact that, when you have one, you're done. Awakenings happen all the time when you understand things from a new perspective, when you see things from a new frequency, when you're at a new vibration. This awakening that you're going through isn't a punishment, or it's not because you weren't truly awakened. It's just a part of the process. So right now, you're just going through another awakening, or maybe your first one. Say less. All right, this card comes forward, and it's one of those where you be discerning with your words and your language. Not in the sense of you need to be cautious because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings or trigger other people. You should always be honest, and you should always speak from the heart, yes. It's be discerning in what you use your energy on with your words. Is it really worth complaining about the weather, or the fact that, you don't like the color of something, or, that something is just not to your liking at the moment? Or is there more important things that you should be using your voice for? Say less is not about you being kept quiet, or, holding yourself back, or keeping your voice small. That's not what this is about. Say less is asking you to discern when you use your voice so that your voice can carry more authority, more power to it. If you think of the people that you know in your life, who are the people that you're more likely to tune out? The one that talks a lot? Or the one that when they speak, they only speak few words, but it's also something really good that they say? And I'm not saying that you need to become a person that doesn't talk at all in social settings. I love to talk. It's one of my favorite aspects of myself. I have a great ability to talk. But there's times in different social circles, or even within my own family, where I know I need to listen and I need to use my voice only when it matters, instead of just, filling in the gap in the void, filling in the silence, just speaking to speak with no purpose. So, again, be discerning. Daydream. Okay, So this message is coming through and it's telling me that you have the ability to visualize and see things forward. And this isn't, sometimes this card can mean that you're like getting yourself lost in a daydream, but that's not the message today. The message today is that like what it is that you're daydreaming about, what it is that you're going after can become your reality if you work towards it. It's not that that's some far off, potential thing that may happen to you. Your daydream can be a very real reality. It's a matter of you taking the steps to go forward. You're gonna be like, Kirsten, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, well, just start somewhere. If you would like to, let's just say your daydream involves you having like a perfect job for yourself. Okay, if that means that you need to polish your resume, start by polishing your resume. If your daydream is about you owning a house, okay, start figuring out how you can save. And I'm not saying that you need to take a giant step. I'm just talking about a simple step forward. Because the more that you start doing small steps towards that dream, the closer you actually get. Yeah, it might take time. I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight or instantaneously. But if you want it, start working to achieve it. And then you'll be surprised how often Spirit can come through and do their own thing and help you also to achieve that which you're going after. I'm curious what has us thinking that we need to over-explain ourselves and that we, can't ask for what we want to ask for. Because this humility card too, also, like, I see some people even afraid to ask Spirit, afraid to ask the universe for what they're dreaming about. Like, that's almost too scary and too much for them. Which seems odd because if you're, asking the universe for something, what's the worst that they're gonna do? Like, and trust me, I don't say that in the sense of like, yeah, I know the universe can shake up your life. The universe does it to me all the time, but every time it shakes up my life, when things settle, it gets me closer to what I'm going for. So, like, again, if you want to get it, get it. Oh, we have a lot of cards this time out. Okay. We're going to start with the two that flipped up. I have the Ten of Cups here. And this tells me that you already have what feels like a good life. Everything around you feels complete and full of happiness and full of joy. And you're just like, it's one of those where it's like, I have on the outside the picture perfect life, but on the inside, I feel incomplete. I feel like something's missing. And I can get that why that would, keep you still. But here's part of the issue too. You have to understand that tens are about completion. So you're completing this phase, you're completing this opportunity, and you're going to get ready for the next one. Like, there's a new journey for you. There's a new beginning. So with this Ten of Cups here, allow yourself to, be like, yes, I did this. I have this. This is great. And now I'm going to build upon it. I'm going to, make things bigger, make things better. Go after that. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is coming through, and she's saying that you have the ability to create. I don't care if you're male or female. This is divine masculine of the wand suit here. You have the ability to create and do what you want to. You have the ability to go after your desires, to find happiness, to, do it, all the things that you want to do. It's a matter of you actually allowing yourself to step up and do the thing. And then we have the Six of Pentacles in its reverse position. I want to remind you that Pentacles is not just about finances. It's about time and energy, because you spend time and you spend energy. So when I see this is you allowing yourself to receive. This is you struggling with the fact that people are willing to do things on your behalf, but you're having troubles receiving it or taking it in. And that probably has something to do with this humility card, because this was about you softening those edges, allowing yourself to be open, asking for help, and putting the ego and pride aside. Okay, well, people are willing to help you and provide for you or give you, the energy and the time that you might need, but it's about you actually allowing it to receive it. And I get it, okay? I get it. Like, sometimes people don't wash dishes the way that you want them to or fold the towels the way that you want them to, but you know what? It's getting done. So allow people to help you, allow people to do services for you, allow people to give you a listening ear, allow people to do whatever it is that they are willing to do on their behalf for you, as long as it's actually helpful. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, knights like to move, they like to go, but this is the only one that likes to go at their own pace and understands that everything has a season, reason, and a place. Reason being, this is earth energy. So this knight understands that there is a full and complete reason for spring, summer, fall, and winter, and wants everything to take its natural course because it's meant to, and that's how things work. So when this card's reversed, it tells me that you are feeling very rushed, or you yourself are being extremely impatient. This card is that reminder that you can't force a seed to grow into a tree. You have to allow it to go at its own pace, its own rate. It has to go through its own cycles. And with the tree metaphor too, if you plant a tree, you can only do so much. There's outside influences that are going to partake in this tree's growth that have nothing to do with you. So understand that what you're doing and what you're going after is going to take time. This isn't going to be a quick thing. And if you're hoping for this to be a quick thing, I'm sorry, but we need to be more realistic about the expectations that we're going for here. This is going to be a journey, and you need to allow it to have its own time. Nine of Swords in its reverse position. Again, coming through and understanding that you have a lot on your mind. You have a lot of worries. You have a lot of fears. You have the shoulda, woulda, couldas going on in your head. Those aren't serving you, and you know that. You also know you have a very critical voice inside your head that loves to judge you based off of the woulda, shoulda, couldas, maybes, didn't, haps, missed opportunities. And missed opportunities, let's put that in quotes actually. Here's the thing about the Nine of Swords. If this is keeping you from getting sleep, then literally tell your brain that, you know what, I don't need to figure this out tonight. I can deal with this tomorrow, and let yourself get sleep. This is about a critical voice. Ask that voice. Say, hey, tell me step for step what it is I need to do in order to do this better. And I bet that voice is going to shut up because it doesn't know a step for step plan. It just knows what it thinks it should be perfect. The other message I'm getting with this is the woulda, shoulda, coulda, maybe worries that you're like letting yourself live by right now. Are those even yours, or is that something that's been placed by you by other people? Are that your parents' voices? Is that your siblings' voices, your spouse's voices? Is that your friends or your teacher's voices or your colleagues' voices? Because honestly, if this is something that you want to do and go after, yeah, trust me, I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur and have to do things on your own and have doubts and fears. It's one thing to have doubts and fears, but it's a whole nother ballgame to be constantly consumed by those thoughts. So let's get those out of our head. Maybe you need a journal. Meditation's a big helper too. And then the Wheel of Fortune in its reverse position. This card, for me, is always better upright than it is, or sorry, it's always better reversed than it is upright. And the why I say that is because, like, when I see this card, it tells me, yeah, right now you're in the shit. You're in the shitty place where things suck right now and feel desolate, isolate, unfair, uncertain. But the wheel has to turn. Things have to move forward. That is natural law. Just like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, just like we go from, winter, spring, summer to fall, the wheel is going to turn. Things are going to get better. And know that, moving forward, you're moving forward to each day of it getting better. Think of it this way. If you're watching this around the time of the recording, we are headed towards the spring solstice. So right now, our days are getting a little bit longer every day. Like our daylight time is getting a little bit longer. So that means that our darkness hours is getting shorter. And that is something that's happening every day. So right now, you're just at that point where, the darkness, the stuff that's not as fun, the stuff that's not as great seems to be more right now. But every day you're going to get closer to, the daytime hours being longer, the happiness stuff being longer. And I don't want you to think about, the harder stuff being necessarily bad or wrong. It's just part of the process. Just like part of the process is for you to have, times and moments of happiness last longer. Take that for what you want, but things are going to get better. Just want to ask the cards what it is that we should do next. Like, what is it that's going to help us to soften these edges, to open up, to ask for help? Actually, it's not even ask for help, but to allow ourselves to receive help. I mean, honestly, in my experience, it's easy to ask for help. It is not easy to actually receive the help that you ask for, because there's a lot of other issues that tend to go into play with that. So let's move forward. Okay, this actually reminds me of what I was talking about with Daydream here, about, you know, start doing the things that help you to get closer to your goal. Yeah, move forward seems very like, you know, whatever type of answer. Like, there was a word, but it slipped me here. Move forward literally is coming through that, like, saying start taking those small steps I was talking about. Start taking those steps. Start allowing yourself to go, to get closer, and know that, you know, right now, yes, your goal seems far away, but that's because you're looking at it from, you know, a straight on view, and you're not seeing it from a bird eyes view. What do I mean by that? I'm thinking of it like as I do. So, okay, first off, I should probably tell you, I live in a very hilly area. I'm in Kentucky. Like, yeah, I know there's the whole thing about us being flat, but I live in a very hilly area. And, you know, sometimes things seem far away, like when they're uphill, and it's just like, I can never get up this hill. But once you get up the hill, it's like, oh, the distance really wasn't that far. There was just a scale to climb. And like, that's what I'm getting with you. Like, yeah, you might have to, you know, you might see it and it might look like it's very far, but are you just seeing it because you're seeing it from your view, or because you're not seeing it from a top-down view where it's really not that far? It's just going to be a little bit of work. So allow yourself to move forward. Celebration. All right, so this card's coming through, and it's that reminder that you need to celebrate the small things. And you're going to be like, Kirsten, that's silly. No, like, this is real. Celebrating the small things is going to be what helps you achieve your goal and dreams. If you don't celebrate the small wins, you're probably not going to make it. And I don't mean to say that lightly or accusingly. I'm just being very real and very honest. You need those small wins. Those small wins are going to help you when you have your difficult moments, when you feel defeated, when you feel lost, when you feel like you can't move forward. Because the small wins are what compound and put you in a place of understanding that I've made a difference. I've done something a little bit more. I've put myself a little further to towards my goal than what I was. So yes, celebrate the big wins. Those are important too. But the small wins, those are the ones that really matter. And those are the ones that are going to make the difference. World within worlds. This card always comes forward and talks about how, yes, what is your current reality is real for you at the moment, but there's more to this than what you understand. There's more than what you can see. Literally, like, we don't even see electricity. We see the effects of electricity, but we don't see the actual electricity. We don't see Wi-Fi, but we see the effects of Wi-Fi. So if there's already more to the world that you can see in a way that you completely understand in your reality, why can't there be more to the world that you can't see in ways that doesn't have so much visibility? The universe is within you, and you are within the universe. That's as simple like physics. I think it's technically like, whatever, string theory, I'm not sure. Words are failing me right now. Mercury's in retrograde at this point of this recording, and I'm struggling to say simple sentences most days. But my point is, if there are things that are already working for you that you can't see how they're working, then why can't Spirit do the same thing? Allow yourself to have an understanding that there is unlimited possibilities of how you can get to your goal. And that the way that you think, or the ways that you think, like if you have your 2 or 3 options that you're going to get to your goal are the only way, you're wrong. There are so many ways that we can't even fathom or understand or imagine. World within worlds is this card that reminds you that you are not at this alone, and that things are working in your favor. Energy is working with you. Spirit universe is working with you. You need to trust the process, and you need to make room for it to be able to help you. We are going to put the cards like this. I know these cards are so much bigger than my other cards, but they are so beautiful. Hope. This one's huge, and this one's important, because hope is not just some lofty, soft thing. Hope is a very real reality of you understanding that you're going to achieve what you're going to achieve. I said achieve and not achieve. I'm going to say this out loud, but like, again, Mercury's in retrograde. Anywho, you're going to achieve what you're going to achieve. The thing is, though, you have to understand that it's okay to not know the full process. You don't need to know the how. You don't need to know the when. You don't need to know the, exact amount of the what. All you need to know is the next step forward. And then following it up with the next step after that. And when you have an opportunity, when an opportunity presents itself to you, say yes. Because the point of hope is, it is your north and guiding star. It is the thing that you want to get to, and you will get there. It's just a matter of you consistently showing up to work towards that goal. You consistently doing what you need to do in order to get there. Again, you don't need to know the exact how. You don't need to know the exact when. You don't have to understand how it's all going to fit. You don't even have to have the big picture or the map. You just need to know what the next step is. Follow through with that, and then do the obvious other next step. Just do one step at a time, because all you can do is right now in the present. So focus on that as well, because that's going to get you so much closer to your goal than anything else. Let's just ask for some encouragement to help us get those first steps, to help us get to what we need to get to in order to achieve our goal, to help us understand what we need to do to soften the edges, and to, understand how to use our voice more discerningly. Oh, cards are moving all over today. When you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. This one's huge. This is an easy way to figure out what your next step is. This is an easy way to understand when you're in the flow, when you're doing what you need to get you towards your next goal. Just find what excites you and go all in. Have fun. See where it takes you. Don't be worried about, the maybes and the wouldas and shouldas. Just enjoy what you're doing. Remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. Are you the type of person that when you're happy, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop? Are you waiting to be like, okay, when is this going to be over? Are you bracing yourself for impact? Or when you're happy, do you actually completely go all in and say, hey, I'm happy, this is good? Or does your happiness feel like a fantasy, a fallacy, something that you can never obtain? Because guess what? You deserve to be happy. It's okay to be happy. It really is. You're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. This is your permission slip to do what you want to do, to go after the thing that you want to go after. You don't need to wait for other people to do it. You just need to do it. You don't have to have other people even understand why you're doing what you're doing. Just do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, why does it matter? Create your path. Walk your path. Be you, unapologetically, and with expression. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. This one, for some of us, if you're like me, is a reminder that, trust isn't necessarily something that should automatically be given. There's other people out there who already work on this, work from this part of life, and cool for them, and if this is you, awesome. You are one step further than most of us. But yeah, this is that reminder to trust your instinct, to trust your gut, to trust your intuition, to trust what feels right to you. And other people can be trusted once they earned it. Yeah, we really shouldn't just be handing trust out to everybody. That can get us hurt, and that can put us in places and situations that are really uncomfortable. So trust yourself first. And if you trust yourself that you're going to be able to do this and get this done, if you trust in each step that you take to get towards that goal, if you allow yourself to celebrate those small wins, and allow yourself to receive the help from whomever or whatever it is that is coming to help you within a discerning way, then guess what? You're going to get there. You're going to achieve this. You're going to make it. And I'm not saying this lightly. Like, I know you can do this. I know that you can do this because you listened to every word in this video. Your heart heard something that felt so right to it that it knew that there was direction in this message that's for you. So let yourself believe in your success. And if you can't believe in your success, let me believe in it for you, because I know you can do this. You're a lot stronger and a lot more confident than what you think you are. So give yourself just a little bit of grace and a little bit of compassion, and just take it one step at a time. Celebrate those small wins and keep moving forward. You got this. And you know what? I know you're going to succeed. So what I'm excited for is I'm excited for you to come back and tell me your success story. This is your reading for today. This is all I got for you. I love you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.